of them did the decent thing against the most anonymous and horrific kind of threat, which is one of sort of untouchable corporate power. The things that are done in the name of the shareholder are, to me, as terrifying as the things that are done, dare I say it, in the name of God. Montesquieu said there have never been so many civil wars as in the kingdom of God, and I begin to feel that's true. The shareholder is the excuse for everything, and to me, I'm not suggesting we make some sudden lurch into socialism. That isn't the case at all. I think it's more to do with the exercise of individual conscience.
Let's play a clip of Constant Gardner.
Big pharmaceuticals are right up there with the arms dealers. Payoffs, cover-ups, unmarked graves.
Are you crazy?
These people, they kill anybody.
The poor man seems to have convinced himself there was a conspiracy in which you're all complicit.
There's a contract out on it. You'll never know who ordered the hit. But that's the way it works with corporate murder.
That was a clip of Constant Gardner. We mentioned Congo and the mission song earlier, and you just mentioned it again, but I do want to ask if you'd simply describe the nut of that story, because the story of Congo and Eastern Congo is one that is rarely told, yet millions of people have died, and the devastation of the environment has been just horrifying. You did choose to go there and write a novel.
I did choose to go there, and I was escorted by a wonderful American man, Jason Stearns, who is a dedicated student of Africa and a lover of Africa, and also Michaela Wrong, who'd written non-fiction books about Africa. And we agreed we would make a three, and we went first of all to Rwanda, and from Rwanda we went by jeep then into Eastern Congo, and we stayed in Bukavu. I think we were in Bukavu for about, I don't know, 8 or 9 days, and I think there were 2 or 3 riots there while we were there. And the tragedy of Congo is almost, it is appalling. It isn't the Congo's fault even. Congo has become the battleground for other people's wars repeatedly. Congo is cursed with amazing mineral resources, diamonds, coltan. Now, I believe up in the north east of Congo, oil even. God help them, because without any civil society to function, they have been exploited not simply in terms of boy soldiers, awful gang wars that sweep through the jungle, mass rape as a military weapon. They've been subjected to every hell on earth, these poor people. And meanwhile, don't think that Africans are disposed to corruption where we are not, so to speak. Actually, most of the corruption that has taken place in Congo on a vast scale is Western driven. So there are something like 80 or 90 airlines, in quotes, registered in Congo, and these simply belong to tiny exploitative companies that harness boy soldiers and kids to dig out the diamonds or the coltan, whatever it may be, and ship it out of Congo without paying duty or anything of that sort, without paying royalties to anyone. It's theft. And Congo has been exploited by everybody on account of these reasons, in addition to providing the battleground for other people's wars.
As we wrap up, I wanted to ask you about the writing process and why writing is so important to you.
Well, I think the first process for me of writing is making order out of chaos, out of such a convergence of experiences and so many insoluble things that I've seen in my life, to be able to draw a line, to tell a fable which illustrates them, which entertains, and which delivers, even if it's a sad one, some kind of resolution, is for me, if you will, a catharsis, a therapy. I think also in the making of character, I feel completely happy. It always seems to me that the excitement of people is the possibilities of their character. Who are you? We don't know each other, but I could imagine you could be this person, you could be that person. And in my book, you're that person. I don't plot. I don't make what you're supposed to do in writing school, sort of flow charts and how I will proceed. I try to get, as in this case, I get two innocent people into a Hitchcockian muddle and make them fight their way out. But from scene to scene, they have to lead me. And that's, it's like asking somebody whether they're musical or why they're musical. To me, that is the whole of life. I can't put it differently. I just want to I want to leave the public stage insofar as I've ever been on it, and I would now, I'm fit and resolved, and I've got a wonderful family, and I just want to spend the rest of my time doing what I do best, which is writing. I love being an entertainer. I love being a storyteller. I don't think there is a story unless it provokes a little, unless it engages. I don't think there is such a thing as entertaining escapism, not for me. I think there is entertaining involvement, and that's what I try to do.
And do you write with a pen?
I do write with a pen. I'm not advertising this one because the cap flies off all the time, and actually I'm reduced to pasting them together. I write only with a pen. I've learned to operate a computer to communicate with my children because they won't communicate with me in any other medium. But otherwise, I write entirely with a pen, and I have an immensely attentive, gifted, tactful wife who loves to type the stuff out, gives it back to me, and watches bemused as I rip it up again and give it back to her, and that goes on. That's our relationship.
I think we approached you first for an interview perhaps about 8 or 9 months ago when you were in the midst of writing Our Kind of Traitor,
yes.
And your agent said he absolutely doesn't communicate with people like us while you're writing.
Well, I'm sure it was a mistake.
So the cloistering yourself on the cliffs of Cornwall or wherever you happen to be writing, is that an important part of your
process? Yes. I mean, for some books I've traveled a lot, and I was very much driven by Graham Greene's dictum that if you're reporting on human misery, Amy, you know this far better than I, if you're reporting on human misery, you do well to share it. And that was a principle that came to me late. I started writing books that were set abroad, like The Honourable Schoolboy and so on. I really thought that, although the thought horrified me and I have no natural courage whatever, I should see war. So I went off to Cambodia, and I went off, and actually I became the protected child of the war correspondents, and I was very fortunate about that. So by travel, by talking, by listening above all, in the places where I go to, or as it was, East Congo, or wherever the books take me, then I fill up my rucksack, my backpack. And then I like to take everything, all my scraps of paper and my memories, down to Cornwall and sort them out there. So it's engagement, escape, engagement, escape. I think, again, it's very similar to a journalist's life, except nobody checks my story out. I don't have to tell the small truth. I have to be looking for the big truth.
John le Carré, the pen name for David Cornwell from Cornwall. That does it for our broadcast. The great spy novelist